Okay, so this is The Broken Bridge by Philip Pullman, book called Meaning 4. It's our last meeting.
Our last book. So this time, Sydney was the vocabulary person. So Sydney is the vocabulary person. So she's supposed to find 2 to 3 vocabulary words, and then Taylor was supposed to find a favorite part or favorite parts, and then I was supposed to come up with 2 questions. So Sydney, would you like to start this time?
Sure. Okay. So my first word is postmodernism, and it's on the last page. 18.
Okay.
It's right here. Okay, so the definition is any number of trends or movements in the arts and literature developing in the 1970s. I don't really get that when I looked it up.
Which one was it?
Postmodernism.
Postmodernism. So the sentences, they cut through all the jargon and the labels and the boxes of abstraction and postmodernism and neo-expressionism. Wow.
So postmodernism, it's neo. I think it's a neo. Anyway, it's basically like since back in the 70s, that was more of like a modern time. So it's like after like modern started, so it's like post. Like modern, I guess I would say.
Because it's starting in the modern.
It's not really a big
Any
deal.
number of trends or movements in the arts and literature developing in the 1970s.
I think it's an interesting word.
Yeah, I've heard it on TV before too.
Postmodernism. Okay. The next word?
Well, this is the word I never, when I was reading, I read some other chapters before and I didn't get to this one. This is chapter 13 on page 159.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the last one. Right here. Yeah, bewildered. Some people are like puzzled completely. I always wonder if it's something like in the wild is weird, but it's actually explains it completely, which I usually am. And I had one, but then I forgot the page down, so I actually don't know what it is. But I always hear the word democracy, but I never actually really got that. And so it's like people choose the government, or like people choose it, so it's not like other countries. Yeah.
So, are you done? Can I discuss my 2 questions?
Yes.
Okay. So, my first question is on page 185. So the first paragraph where it says, she reached out to touch it. Her mother let Ginny's hand rest there, but gave nothing back, neither moving or holding it, nor taking her away. And after a second or so, Ginny dropped hers to her side. So I thought that her mother was like really cool, like she's really cold and everything to Ginny. Ginny. Okay, Ginny. So my question is, what do you think Ginny's mother was feeling at that time? And then, like, how could she be so Ginny's mother? Like, she can't be a mother if she's, like, so mean to her daughter.
No, there's a difference because basically being a mother is just being your biological mom. Being a mom is like what I think you're talking about. Like, obviously what we've talked about before was when they met, she, like, quote, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, not a mother, and so basically it's like she knows that what she was doing, and it was kind of like I don't think it's like in her blood, because she's like not even African, she came from Ethiopia, Haiti, sorry, yeah. So, I'm sorry, but she came from Haiti, and I guess I like read about Haiti before in like another school project, and before they're supposed to be like nurturing their parents, but I mean she didn't move to Canada. And I'm not saying Canada's bad, but I'm saying like it's more modern and it's like you can choose what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think because her mom hasn't been there the whole time, and so basically if what Taylor said, the quote, she's an artist, not like a mother, right?
Yeah.
So I think that when she's an artist, she doesn't really care that much about her daughter because I think she shut her out from her life. Mm-hmm. And so when she puts her hand on her, she's just like, when she thought about it, she's probably like, oh, I don't know you that well. Why are you doing that to me?
Well, I think it's because, like, her mom, like, Ginny suddenly goes into her mom's life when her mom doesn't even know that she exists anymore. Like, she completely forgot about Ginny. So I think that was kind of too, like, quick.
Yeah.
for her mom.
Too surprising.
Too surprising, yeah, that. And then, okay, my next question is on page 211. So the paragraph is, she stood still. Now the story made perfect sense. It was Art that had taken her mother away, because Art had no
Coincidences.
Yeah, coincidence. It demanded. It was cruel. It took what it wanted brutally and paid no heed to the consequences. Or, as Rhiannon would say, it wasn't kind. It was sexy. Okay, so I really, really like this paragraph, and I thought that it was like the main theme of the book. So my question is that, do you guys have which paragraph do you guys think that describes like the whole book the most in what you all
I guess it's not a paragraph, but I had it
like a sentence or word?
in a page, and let me find it. But you can go first.
Well, I think I moved it, but I think both of the whole story, like main points, would be mostly her and her parents. And I have two. The one you have here is pretty good because it actually
Summarizes everything.
yeah, summarizes what they actually feel for each other and what's happening. And then this one is with her dad on page 195. And it's kind of like the whole front paragraph on it was like chapter 16, and it's really in depth, in my like the way I feel it, it's like dramatically. And so like when they finally meet each other again, right? She's like, I have to say the first words, like it's like the dad won't say anything.
Because it was like that's
Yeah, in a way it's kinda like the relationship, like the dad's not always gonna be there in a way, and so she has to make the move.
yeah. And would you like to share what's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part, not my favorite part, but the part that most defines like the whole story is when he's talking about Joe Chicago.
Page.
Let me find it. Sorry,
Okay.
it's because it fell out of my thingy. I'm not a bobber. It fell out of my book. But where is it? Basically, she was talking about it, and I kind of wrote it down here. But they're basically saying that, you've seen Joe, and it's saying that basically what they're talking about in the whole like paragraph area is Joe is like a fraud. Basically, like all of them, he pretends to be so tough, but he's actually caring. And I'm not saying that's bad, but that's kind of like everyone else. Everyone pretends and everyone lies in the story, but that's like the like basically what I feel like. Everyone's got a life that you don't know of, and sometimes people just don't want you to know. And I feel like that's the broken bridge. Like there's so many stories about the broken bridge, but no one really knows the real story. And I don't think anyone wants to know because they don't care. They just want to know about that. Like they don't care. They wouldn't care if Joe Chicago was like taking care of his mom, who's basically kind of cray-cray.
Kind of like relating to it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it doesn't only connect to the whole book as in everyone has sided to them, but nobody knows and nobody wants to know. But it relates to the world. Like it's not like lots of people would be, we'd have our own opinions and we'd have our own actions that we've done, and maybe some people don't know the true you or the true people, but it's like they don't care. So I think that's what connects to the book and the broken bridge and like the whole theme of all of us. Yeah. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have another favorite part?
Now this is like my favorite part. Not my favorite part, but one of my most understanding parts. It's page 208.
It's like it's not your favorite part, it's your favorite part.
Yeah, something like that.
You said 208?
Yeah, it's not about, I like it not because it's nice.
Or descriptive.
It's more like I like it because I understand what he means. So page 208, I'd gotten a mistress, a black mistress. I think that's what it says. It's not there, man. But
There was a page.
there was a page, but anyway, he says, I've gotten a mistress, a black mistress. And he's like, Jenny's like, but what if you just explained it to your parents? Like, wouldn't they understand? It's like, fat chance. I've gotten a mistress, a black mistress. And this kind of like also points out to me that it's like how much he didn't understand about the world back then, and kind of how much he wanted to understand about the world. Like, he wanted it to be cool, but why I liked it so much is because he knew in like his parents' eyes was bad, but he still defied it because he did it because he felt like he knew that it was a good thing. And also when when we all found out that she kidnapped him and he went to jail for a little bit, and they thought she was a child molester, which is weird. But still, and page 204, so there it was, someone had stolen you. And once I'd calmed down and thought about it, I knew who it was. Granddad, grandma. Like, see, her parents were talking about how much he would always like be a liar, and he even stole from her. But then when they did realize that she was like,
Who's the person who stole?
parents
Oh, yeah.
stole. But what I'm saying is that his parents are so like oblivious to the fact that they're bad people. And what I realized is that the parents, like even the dad thinks that the parents are like did nothing bad in their opinion, even though she knew that they were bad, but like they still followed by their like expectations and rules. But in reality, those parents were still like defying what they believed in. Like they kidnapped, like they stole from them, they disowned someone, and just because he had a child with somebody else, and
They got really mad.
yeah, and the grandma is like really psychotic.
She called her mom a...
Yeah, and also like a black.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that.
That
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So, do you guys just want to summarize how you think of this book so far? Like, just when you finished it?
I feel like I think the book was really great. They had really, really great details, and I just think it was a really captivating story. Like it wasn't something I've read before. And I think that what other summarizes I wrote that summarizes this book. It says those paintings. She realized that she was still dazed by them. The death of Colonial Paul was an arrangement in red and yellow, a stunning one. But it wasn't only that, it was the human beings as well, about suffering, injustice, and greed. And that also connects because that's what I was talking about before. Like, it was about suffering, injustice, and greed, but it's still pretty. It's kind of like we're shiny on the outside, but like, we have secrets in the past and no one cares.
Yeah.
And I think she herself is like summarizing not her mom, but also the broken bridge and how she is basically the broken bridge. And her past, and everybody else is like a broken bridge, and everyone else is like the death of Colonial Paul.
Okay. So what I thought, it was a book that if you don't keep reading, that you won't get the most important parts because something good keeps happening, and it's really interesting when we talk about it in book clubs. And I think that this book was based on relationships and different like relationship with her dad, relationship with her mom, and with her friends and everything. And if something bad happens in the relationship, that changes like the whole story, and that's why I really liked it because it's like dramatic in a way.
Okay. So, what I thought of this book was that it taught me a lot. Like, so the last paragraph, on the last page, can you guys the last page?
Yeah, I know.
So, the death of Colonial Paul was an arrangement in red and yellow, a stunning one. But it wasn't only that. It was about human beings as well, about suffering and justice and greed. So I thought that this book taught me a lot, from religions to cultures and even art. So like religions, it taught me about how two religions can, or like cultures, or like your physical looks can really like interact, not really interact, like
Affect you in a way.
yeah, affect you in a way and affect others in a way. And then yeah, I just really, really enjoyed this book and everything. So okay.
It teaches us.